Thank you,
And
thank you,
then,
thank you.
Happy Hogfather, is that the right phrase?
Yes.
yeah, sure, yeah. Happy
It's
Hogfather.
Hogfather season.
Hogfather's Day. Yeah.
Oh,
And if
that's
you
right.
snort after it, you get extra points.
I don't know if I can do a good snort. I'm not gonna
Okay.
try right now.
Yeah, you have sinuses, you shouldn't snort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you tackle that.
Okay. Sure. Jen, would you like to introduce yourself? I spoiled your name, but
No, you're fine.
so did the
This
name
is
tag, but that's okay.
I'm Jen, J Fun, she, her, they, all the greatness. Huge Terry Pratchett nerd. Christina.
That's me, and I am also she they and Twitch team, and becoming a Terry Pratchett nerd, still in progress, but especially after this one. So
Yes, and I am Taryn, she, her. I am also on the Twitch team. And I am in the same boat, same hog boat as Christina. I read, this was the first Terry Pratchett book I read, and as such, I don't remember much of it other than the fact that I really loved it. So we didn't mean for this to become a lecture. But with two people who don't know much with someone who knew a lot, but we thought this would be a welcoming environment to just talk it out. And just some cozy. This is our last stream of the holiday or the of 2021. I think on the Twitch team.
yeah.
So we have all of our Twitch producers here with us to talk about this totally on purpose. That we were the ones that were available today. So
We dug at the bottom of the barrel. We pulled ourselves down.
yeah.
Threw ourselves on the channel.
Wait, are we the barrel? I don't know.
I guess we are the barrel and both the bottom and the top of the barrel. Anyway, Hogfather.
Mixed in. So, just to give you guys a little backstory, Terry Pratchett is amazing. He's actually Sir Terry Pratchett. He was knighted. Hogfather, I have read all 41 books, but I'm one of those nerds that I just keep reading them because I love being able to understand what happens at the end and know what happens because of PTSD. So, of course, when you have 41 books, you can choose from any of them. So this is a discussion of Hogfather. This is a discussion of Terry Pratchett. This is a discussion of how much books just really help you through life. And I think that's a pretty good ending to a great year. We had some ups and downs, some positives, and some not on Geek Girl, but in life. And make sure, chat, that you guys are chatting it up. Yay, happy holidays, do the jump.
Yeah, and it would also a celebration, perhaps, as
Yes,
well.
a
It's not all
celebration.
we're not all downers. I
Just
know I
kidding.
did pick the book cover that has a giant skull on it, but that is of the friendly figure Death, who I'm sure we'll talk about.
It's a
Yes.
festive skull.
Yes, it is a festive skull, but
So,
not a Dia de los Muertos festive skull. Different
I mean,
different
it,
styling.
it can be in Hogfather style if
No
you
one
really want to
chose
get.
no one chose that for our decorating stream. Maybe next year.
So I put a piggy because it's the Hogfather. So you're like, what are you emptying out? This is a giant map of the Discworld. It's over my head because it has to be because it's so big. But basically, the Discworld is what. Let me see if I can just get it kind of here so I can see. It floats on the back of the Great Artuan, which is, yes, this turtle. And then on the back of the turtle is 4 elephants, which I don't know if you guys can see. And then on the back of the 4 elephants is a flat disc. And that is the Discworld. And that is when I fell in love with Terry Pratchett, because anyone that puts anything on the back of a turtle is pretty awesome. Floating through space and time.
Yeah, Avatar. The Last
That's
Airbender also had turtles. World
Avatar: The
turtles.
Last Ender. Yeah.
And does
So
that okay? I want to say, does it come from? Have you guys heard the origin of the phrase "turtles all the way down"?
yes.
Yeah, is that where he got it from, or was that unrelated?
I have no idea, but I feel like that would be a Ninja Turtle. I don't know. I heard it with Ninja Turtles.
Okay,
I
I heard
did
it
not know the
from.
actual origin.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the turtles all the way down phrase came from like there was a scientist, like an evolutionary scientist, doing a lecture on like the birth of the universe, and someone was like but like what came like before that, and we're like, oh, we don't know, it's a big scientific mystery. And then there's one lady who just stormed out because she was done, and he's like, well, what do you think was the origin of the universe? And she's like, we're on top of a turtle. That's just the way it is. And he's
I
like, but
think
what's underneath that turtle? And she says, another turtle. And then he's like, well, what about? And she's just like, it's turtles all the way down. That's where the phrase come from. It's turtles
so.
all the way down.
It
So it's just like
actually,
it's like an absurdist way of looking at like we don't. It could be turtles all the way down. We don't know. We
yeah,
don't know what's underneath the next turtle. Another turtle.
Sure.
Maybe we can't prove that it's not.
yeah. I mean, they were trying forever, if in the first Terry Pratchett novel, to discover the sex of the turtle, like it matters. And they actually do have turtles all the way down in that one, so maybe it is where it's from, because she hatched the turtle, the great Archuan, hatched eggs that were baby turtles that become new universes in the Discworld universe, so that would make sense. But also, if you guys ever see the color magic, it has Sean. What's the Hobbit dude? The Sam. What's his name?
Yeah, I don't remember his last name. I
Yes.
know who you mean. I can see
Yeah,
it in my head.
and
But
the guy from Goonies. I know his first name's Sean, but he's in it and he plays the tourist. He does an amazing job. But it
Mhm.
explains all of it, and it's amazing. So maybe it is like all of these. I know that there's a few catchphrases that come from some of my favorite artists, like oh, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's a couple of catchphrases that come from that too.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So,
Oh, Sean Astin from Emerald, and thank you for resubscribing, Emerald.
Yes,
Emerald,
thank you,
thanks
Emerald.
for resubscribing.
Oh,
Right.
I did not know the context of Aston, and I'm like, is that a
It's
phrase?
Sean Astin.
Sean
He's
Astin.
the one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That makes sense.
he likes otters. That meme always makes me happy
I
when I see him.
mean, that doesn't make him unique. I like
I mean,
otters, and I'm
but
not in
have
Lord of
you
the
ever
Rings.
petted them? He
I
swam
don't
with
know when I would
otters.
have gotten the opportunity.
You should do that. It should
I
be
don't
on your
just chase them down, but maybe, you know.
They're
Yeah, I
out
mean,
there.
if you
I have
offer me
seen
an otter to
some,
pet, I'll
actually.
pet it.
I think I have seen an otter, although I'm not sure. Because I live next to or nearby the canal that goes from Lake Union out to, you know, the Great Beyond. And the
You
Puget
definitely
Sound.
saw an otter.
It could have been either otter or a sea lion. I don't know if we have those here. But it was one of those that bloop like under the surface. Whichever animals goes bloop. And pops its head up and then goes under and was furry.
That was definitely an otter. I
That
just
Okay.
really
sounds like an ottery thing
I
to
didn't know if they
do.
were well, I guess they are seawater. That makes a lot of sense. They hunt mollusks, so that would make a lot of
and
sense
I
that
know
would be seawater.
on the West Seattle beach they have that otter warning, like don't touch the pups, and I'm like, I won't touch the pups. But
Yeah.
I guess.
Cute.
so
Yeah.
back to like we're like
Yeah,
otter.
yeah.
There's
Hogfather.
probably an
Otters,
otter
yeah.
in the Discworld at some point. There's 40 books. I don't
Yeah,
think there's
right.
anything we could talk about that would be off topic.
Right.
That's true.
But what's in
There's
this book, the
Yes,
Hogfather?
good point. Good point. Jen, let us know because neither of us are equipped to handle this conversation.
you leave it to me.
But we could talk about otters for hours.
I usually am the
Hours.
one talking to otters forever. Like something random. And Prime's like, we got to get back to the topic. And I'm like, oh yeah, sorry.
Good call. Good call.
So the Hogfather is basically a paganish version of Christmas. And it even says that in the beginning. Like this book, this story resembles a lot of things like your Christmas. The main difference is Santa Claus is a literal hog, humanoid, that was based off a lot of the ways that a lot of pagan gods were based off of, which is a lot of people believed in them, so they wouldn't die. So I don't know how many of you guys read Neil Gaiman, but like American Gods, as soon as someone forgot about you as a god, you weren't a god anymore. Same kind of thought process in the Hogfather is if you're not recognized as a Hogfather, then you're not
Yeah,
a Hogfather.
Douglas Adams did that too in one of his books, The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul,
Yes,
or what is it? Yeah, is that
yes,
right?
yes. I love that book.
Yeah, that
I got
reminds
Good
me
so
one.
of
excited.
I did read American Gods, and I did like it. I haven't read anything else by Gaiman other than their collaboration Good Omens.
Good
So
omens.
I also
Yeah.
read that.
Hmm.
But isn't that also? I remember it from Coco, and I've not researched outside of it. Isn't that also Mexican folklore for souls for if you
It
forget about, is that different?
Mm.
If you forget about
well,
them, they move on,
that was
or is
like
that?
I mean, honestly, I felt like that was very Catholic guilt
Mm,
of the Mexican tradition. Like, you need to honor all ancestors,
mm,
and if you do shame your family, you're not put on, the altar. So yes and no. Um, Now I would feel really guilty about all the ancestors I never knew about, but it's to keep up that tradition of telling stories about the family, because that, yeah, you're right, it keeps like the family alive. And if you're not important enough to make the stories, I guess you disappear, which is really sad now because I'm like,
yeah.
all of my native ancestors that didn't get to know their names, like, that's so sad. But the way that Coco presented it, and I love Coco, I do love Coco. I didn't cry though, but I do love Coco. They really put that emphasis on it, and I felt, and the only other place that puts that much emphasis on it is the very steady Catholic church that I went to.
Mm.
So and my uncle was a priest there, so maybe that was also why. Like, we just couldn't forget him.
So this is a
Yeah,
much friendlier, although there is an assassin, so I don't know how friendly it is.
I mean,
With the forgetting
A
of the
little
Hogfather by
assassinating
very
happens.
forceful means.
yeah, I
Um,
feel like it's just like a tradition a lot, because even in The Princess Bride with Pirate Roberts, like, the whole idea was to keep the name alive, because that's what the reputation
mhm,
behind Pirate Roberts is, what keeps you safe. And so that's why, well, Wesley then became Pirate Roberts, and like, as long as you keep up that reputation, then you're fine. So like, in the book, if you basically kept up the reputation or the good deeds of a Hogfather, then you were fine. And I
mhm.
think that the funny thing is, death takes over Hogfather. And I don't have anybody, and guys in chat, humans, have you guys read any of the Hogfather or any Terry Pratchett or
Mhm.
anything with
Yeah,
death? This
humans
is one
and
of them.
turtles and otters.
And
Mm.
otters and
All are
turtles.
welcome here.
Mhm.
Yes, unicorns
I mean,
and
if you can
doggies.
type, you're welcome to type at this
Hey,
time.
dolphins can type. I just read an article about
I mean,
that.
the ability to press keys and understand what you're typing are two different things.
I think they might understand. I think that was the whole point of the article, but I was too like focused on getting the video where the dolphin typed.
Yeah.
I'm
That's the
not gonna
thing, is that
lie.
our human methods of measuring intelligence are based on human knowledge, so they are
Yeah,
very, very flawed in determining how intelligent other species are. Um,
it's like when people say aliens don't exist. I'm like, based on our standards, and look at us, like, but
Emerald, you should have just told us your cat typed that. Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
so
wouldn't
so
know. It could be your cat typing now. We don't know.
so in the Color of Magic, Death is brought into to talk to the wizard. So Death is seen as, he's a character. He's capital D, and he is hilarious. Um, his granddaughter Susan is actually in the Hogfather, and their relationship is a little weird because her parents died, and Death, of course, had to watch his daughter and son-in-law die, and she's of course mad because she wanted him to save her parents, which is legit. I get it, but it's all complicated. So if you like that really cool stuff, you should read the Hogfather. But what you guys do remember, let's talk about that.
Sure.
Christina, do it.
Yeah, sure. So I guess like I was telling you both off camera, I guess, or well, on our cameras, but off stream, that I just finished it today. So I'm like still processing, I guess, the whole thing. But like for me, what was really enjoyable is that even though it's like it's satirical in a lot of ways, and but it still has that really great like festive feeling to it, where I still like, it's a book that I could definitely see myself reading for the holidays in the future, because I I just like something about it, there's still like there's just this like good vibes feeling from the characters that you care about. Like they're taking care of the people around them. They're deaths going around, like really just seriously laying down the meaning of Hogfather's Day, and going around and being like, no, we are gonna do good things for good people, and everyone will get presents. And even though he's not always necessarily understanding the consequences of those decisions, but I like his heart is so in the right place if he does indeed have one. I really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I
Mm.
think death has a heart. I think it does.
Yeah, I mean the skeleton might not,
Right.
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
we know
But-
know what we mean.
Oh yeah.
Is this the one that starts off with when we first meet Death? He has a little mini scythe for the sea slug at the bottom of the ocean. Is
Yes.
that this
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
I always thought
Mhm.
that just immediately endeared me
But that's
to
the
the
death
character.
of rats. And I have a funny
Yeah.
story about that when you're done. Yeah.
Oh, is that another book?
No,
of
no, no.
his?
It's the same. It's the same. It's just death of rats
Mhm.
is the death of like sea slugs and mice and rats and insects. Death gave a rat, like killed a rat and gave it the permission to take those souls. He's gonna do the humans.
Delegation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Delegation. Yeah.
So that was it.
Yeah, Death is definitely my favorite part, and it's been many, many years since I read this. That's the only part that I really remember from it. I don't even remember the Hogfather. I just remember Death as the Hogfather.
That's
And
because
like,
the Hogfather himself is not on screen very much at all.
Nope. Like I think he's just mentioned when they're just like when the crow or the rat is like describing to Susan, the granddaughter, who the Hogfather is, right? It's like I think that was like the one or two times that he was actually even in the movie that he's even mentioned.
is there a particular
Yeah,
movie
fair.
that adaptation, or is there only one?
The movie adaptation is the one that is on Amazon and it's from BBC, the two part. Yeah. It
Okay.
has oh, what is that vampire movie that like everyone loved on HBO?
Sean Astin? Oh.
True
Blood?
True Blood.
Without the E.
Oh really? I don't know. I never
I
watched
think it was.
I just read the book,
True
but
Blood.
the girl that plays what's her name? Siski or the lead
I had
chick?
no exposure to it. It didn't look like my thing.
Yeah,
Oh, she played Rogue in X-Men as well, right?
yeah.
Ah.
Yes, she played Rogue. Okay, good. Now we can talk. I love Rogue.
I don't know
So
her
she
name still,
played-
but that's the reference.
I don't either, but she plays Susan, the granddaughter of Death. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
really cool to see how there's that little connection with her and Death, and how she wanted real family, and she's a nanny, not to be partial to nannies, but I love her and her style of nannying. She literally beats up the boogeyman. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
It has like that whole chapter about her I want to be that nanny. Like that's my go-to when people are like, "What do you want to do in your nanny career?" I want to be Susan.
Good goals. Yeah, yeah. Especially if you get to use like the cool voice that she gets to and like go walk through walls and stuff.
And she doesn't even know what she is. It's like a complete like she doesn't know how to like describe herself to people. And I feel as humans when like this is why I could never do internet dating friends. But when people are like, "Oh, describe yourself," and I'm like, I breathe.
Describe yourself in 3 words. That's the best one.
Oh boy.
Why use more word when 3 words you trick? I don't know. Like,
That was already too many words.
yeah.
I know. Like I breathe. What?
Wow. Yeah.
It's like funny, smart, 10 feet tall. Dang it! I meant. Oh,
Anna Paquin.
I panicked.
Yes, Arrow.
Yeah, Anna
Yes.
Paquin. Yeah.
Ah.
I
See,
I googled it, but I didn't want to interrupt the train
no,
of
no,
thought.
interrupt me all the time. Emerald is like bamming it out with the names tonight. Good job.
Emerald is our unofficial googling stuff tonight.
So to go back, that she was the daughter in the Hogfather movie.
She's the
We're up
granddaughter.
to speed.
Ah,
She
okay.
doesn't know otters.
We will relate this to our actual discussion.
We're gonna tie everything together. This is a master crafting session
The
where
grand
everything
otter.
will be completely on topic.
The
Definitely.
grand
Never
otter
before seen.
of Death. The grand otter. And
Hey, yeah.
her mom was the adopted otter of death, who married a common man. So Susan's like half human, half magical.
Right.
And
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
why she can freeze time and do all that crazy stuff. And
And
then
her hair like magically adjusts itself randomly, but not necessarily
yes,
according to her whims, just sort of according to her mood.
yeah,
So it's kind of a double-edged sword there.
Mm.
and it's always in a bun, which is why she thought she needed to be an educator or an nanny because of that. And she's a strict one, but it's really funny. But I love it all the way around. Otter asked in Google.
I love the 3-word descriptions that are showing up in chat. I
Yeah.
think they're meant to be 3 words that are unique to you, but since that is literally impossible, go for it.
Right? Yeah, that would be
Just do otter 3
challenging.
times. Otter, turtle. Turtles all way
Narwhal,
down.
frog,
Oh,
turtle.
that's too many. That's too many.
All, yeah.
all
yeah.
way down.
All way down. Just that.
They'll know. They'll know. They'll know.
If
The
they
right
know,
one
they
will
know,
know.
and it's meant to be.
Your soulmate will know.
Right.
What
exactly.
you mean by if you just type the word turtles 3 times, they're gonna know.
We saw you on the stream, turtle.
Mhm. Turtles. Oh, it could be like that one, like the viral meme kid that I like turtles. That kid. Yeah.
Oh, hair in bun. That's a good one too. Yeah.
Hair in bun.
I can't count. No, if you're gonna say that, Emerald, then you have to say it with too many words just to really make your point. I like. I'm not
like
sure how
the
to
whole I'm good at 3 things.
even.
Math, reading, counting, drawing, and then it's like, oh, wait, no, that wasn't.
yeah.
We're all very yeah. Great at describing ourselves. We should put the 3 words
Can't
next to our name
describe
tag for future
myself.
streams so people know, like, we do name,
What our 3
pronouns, and then
words
3
are.
words.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty funny. Like just a new 3 words every
Yeah.
time. No one knows why we do it.
Oh, I love it.
And
Yeah.
it would be great for words because if you're a word geek, that'll come.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's good. It's every person on Earth can be summed up in 3 words. I don't know if you knew this, but
Apparently,
Hey,
every form
yeah.
I've ever filled out for school or
3
whatever,
words.
very
Or
insistent.
you only have 3 reasons, or you only have, which is also awesome because I'm gonna tie this back to Hogfather.
Hey.
Because
Please do.
the Assassin's Guild hires someone who has to hire other people. So the Assassin's Guild's the thing,
And their name is 3 words long.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow. I'm impressed.
But the 3 main guys that are the Assassin's Guild is Tea Time. Well, I guess one is a wizard. Oh yeah, Tidenet. That's how it's
He corrects everyone in the book repeatedly when they say his name wrong.
and it's
Spell
so
tea time.
Guy's a complete psycho.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
a complete psycho. Like he raids the Tooth Fairy's house to steal the teeth of children to put a spell on them to control them. But he
To make
also
them not believe in the Hogfather, right?
Oh, that's right, to make them not believe in the Hogfather. Yes. And then he did something horrible to a dog from his last client. So like they were gonna deduct points for him. This guy's crazy. And he's trying to kill the Hogfather. And he's gonna do that by taking the teeth of children. So the more that we talk about this, I know you guys everyone's like, what? Just read the book. Trust me. The boogeyman. Who am I missing? The fairy godmother. A bunch of wizards.
Oh, there's all there's the random side characters that just get popped into existence by people's excess belief. So like Bilious, the god of hangovers, who's just he comes into existence completely just horribly sick because he gets everyone's leftover hangover when they drink a lot. He's the one who feels it. And I felt very bad for him because that would be a miserable existence.
And the wizards make him a special drink to get him sober, and they weren't even sure if he'd live through it. That was like my favorite part, because I've definitely in my younger years been that hungover where I would have drank anything to help me work and get through the day. But yeah, the god of hangovers isn't, and there's a god of warts who comes and takes all your warts away for the wizard. Yeah, there's definitely some try.
If you
some
believe
triple
hard
threat.
enough, you can believe
Yes.
anything.
I wonder what would be the gods that come to mind today. Do you guys think?
If we were to like imagine something into reality with all our excess belief. Oh,
I could only imagine like an internet god because I've had just random no internet times, and I'm wondering if it's just like I don't know if they'd be a vengeful god if that's a thing.
capricious, probably, yeah.
Capricious for sure. I don't know about. I don't. I have to. We're workshopping. I'm trying not to think about otters.
Well, there can be, at this
It's
point, we've talked about them enough.
they're
We
everywhere.
probably would have made an otter god as well. Like, I think the three of
Yeah.
us alone would have, and everyone in this chat would have made that.
The otter god.
Mm-hmm.
Emerald dubbed you Terran god of quips. So.
Thank you, Emerald.
I think my god would be a god
I don't
of
have a
speed.
quip for that. That's too nice. You have to. Yeah, you gotta give me
Instant
banter.
Wait, who's the god of instant gratification?
Emerald, or if that's still, it could be her cat typing.
Oh, that's right. She can blame anything she says in chat on her cat at this point.
I think, yeah, cats definitely go the shortest route possible to get what they want, so I think that could fit. It could still be Emerald's cat.
Your god, what would it be? Or goddess?
That you believe in or that we are?
Oh, that you would want, that you automatically would have come to life.
Oh.
Because, like, we would all be bae, but...
Who would I make manifest into existence? That's a good question. Like, we have, like, me and my husband have an ongoing series of made-up entities that we've related a bunch of stuff to. We have I guess a fake god that we call Memer that's related. So it's kind of internet god, but it's more like not about memes necessarily, but just like it is our many-toed sloth god that everything is part of. So there you go. You can we can make that one come to life. A cool many-toed sloth god will come into existence suddenly.
I could see that. Taryn, would yours be the god of otters? Emerald, the god
that
of
sounds better than what I was thinking of. Like a god of like I guess that's more of a Cthulhu, like of a really dark space, like the place that we can't get to.
Spooky,
something like living there, like in the dark void.
Ooh.
You know, just something unreachable, not necessarily evil, benevolent, waiting for us in a place that like we can't reach beyond the stars.
Unknown, the god of the unknown.
But again, I think that is just who wrote Cthulhu? Why am I blanking? Lovecraft. Thank you. Lovecraftian. Like that's basically what Cthulhu is. It's like an unimaginably large thing, and that's why it's scary. Is because it's literally larger than we can comprehend. So any representation of Cthulhu is inevitably going to fall short because we can comprehend it.
Yeah.
So I think like an even farther like outer space. Because there's too much space.
Like
there is. Gotta put something there.
It's too big.
Cthulhu? Or like, yeah, okay.
Or like same thing with the ocean, but like ocean too big, and it's getting bigger. Getting bigger, but that's not as fun. I'm having a hard time thinking of a fun god, so let's go back to otters.
What about you, Jen? Did you put one out there?
You have an otter. What's your otter's name?
I think Taryn slowly just all her words are getting replaced by otter at this point, and soon she will not be able to say any other word.
That's all I can see. My eyes will be replaced with otter shortly. It's been fun, but I'm gonna start squeaking at some point. Maybe I'm the otter. Maybe I'm otter.
I was reading Do the Jump, and the murmur, metaphorical god of human culture, knowledge, and learned behavior.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Memer.
Yeah, because meme was originally a scientific term for how things duplicate and spread very quickly. And
there was a god named, I think, Memer spelled differently. That was like Nordic, something, Scandinavian. Mimir? Yeah.
I'm thinking of the one that was represented in God of War.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The head that sits on your butt.
Yeah,
I don't know
that'd
how
be the
else to
one.
put it. You pull him from a tree and he hangs off your belt. And he
Yeah,
says that's also the god of quips, I would say. Gives you many a
true.
one-liner.
Yeah, he just kind of follows you around, I guess, against
He
his
doesn't
will. I don't know.
follow so much as
Yeah.
he's on your belt. He doesn't have much of a choice because he has no hands.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's so many gods. The god
Is
of
this
sleep right now. I would like that. The god
I'm
of
trying to
sleep.
remember my
Yeah.
other
Not
references
the
for this.
Sandman, but
Is this the one that has the place where the socks go that get lost
Yeah,
as
I was gonna
well?
say, yeah,
I
I was
remember
gonna
that
mention
part
like in the
too.
book, it's got the one that's about the socks. They had
Mhm.
like something that's eating the socks. They had one that was like
Yes.
making pencils disappear before they
Mhm.
ran out.
Yes, that and chapstick. I don't think I've
yeah,
ever used up a stick of
Ah,
chapstick.
that would have fit perfectly in there.
Yeah. I would say God of missing chapsticks,
Yeah, yeah,
causing me to buy more, or lip balm generic
and
brand.
then you find like all 10 of them in one spot, and you're like, oh,
I never find all 10 of them. It's definitely still one at a time. So I
really?
just cycle through them because inevitably once you find one, you lose the other one that you had.
uh-huh,
So
yeah,
it must
yeah.
be a god. There's just no other.
There's no other explanation. Yeah.
There's no
The
otter
god.
explanation. It's the only one. It's the only one.
I feel like we need an otter picture on here somewhere, just to like.
With the Santa
I
hat.
can
The
pull up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
okay. Otter with Santa hat is coming right up.
okay.
What's
Thank
our
you.
next subject that we can?
So I was also going to bring up in the Hogfather how Susan has to save the day because death takes over the Hogfather, and instead of milk and cookies, they leave pork pies, and sherry. Right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've never had a pork pie, but it sounds good. I've had I don't know, yeah, I've definitely not had a pork pie. I had a shepherd's pie, but not a pork pie.
Yeah.
And
Shepherd's pie is good.
shepherd's pie is awesome. And Susan's the one that kicks the butt of Tia Time, or however he says
You can
it.
say tea time. He would hate it, and that's why we're gonna say it that way.
Yes. And she's the one that ends up defeating him and then leaving the great job of being a tooth fairy and charged with one of the villains. It's actually a really sweet guy. He actually reminded me of the bigger brother in Mice and Men. The one that went out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
as familiar with that. I I see the otter has appeared on the
Yep.
stream as the new guest. Hooray!
There it
Hello,
is.
Otter.
In the middle of the screen as it deserves. I would
The
credit the
Otter,
artwork, but it comes from a website where people steal artwork anyways, so I'm afraid I don't think I can find the right.
Otter
That's fair.
Father.
Hey. It
So
is a little weird that they leave like pork pies for Hogfather because he is related to hogs, but I guess it wouldn't be the first time they've done something like that.
I mean, I couldn't think of what do we leave in human form for Santa? Like
Mm.
we don't. I don't know. I kind of thought it was a little bit cannibalistic, but whatever.
Yeah, right, yeah. I guess if we left like gingerbread, if somebody leaves gingerbread cookies that are shaped like gingerbread people, then but they're not made out of actual people.
And
So,
nobody really looks like a gingerbread man. If
yeah,
nobody has like
that's
that
true.
rather bald hair, like
Oh, that would be a cursed cookie, wouldn't it? One that actually looks like real people. Oh, uh,
No, thank you.
I on a random note,
I
I
like
found
my
out
gingerbread abstract.
yeah, I'll keep it that way.
I don't need it looking like somebody. I was looking at personalized gifts to give to the people that I work with, so I ended up putting their kids' faces on socks that say "I love you," and they came out really fabulous. But one of the things is to get like your dog's face on a cookie or your mate's face on a cookie, and I'm like, why would you want your partner's face on a cookie? And like, you're eating their face. But
Same thing with the
it was
cake
just,
faces, right? Like people getting a
it was,
photo printed on a cake.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
why? And then they're like, we'll take the eye. And I'm like, oh, damn, you
Yeah,
will.
you want to put a knife through your loved ones?
Yeah,
Like
I
I
don't get
don't
the no. Nobody
Yeah, I
gets.
guess you both have to be on a joke, I think, for it to work. You can't just surprise somebody with that if they're not going to be into the humor, I think. Like that
Yeah.
definitely has to be both people would be like yeah, there for that. You would have to know them really well, I think.
Dude, I had a cake shaped like Barbie for my first birthday emerald when I was a baby. My aunt did it. Where Data dreamed he was a cake. Yes! And they cut the Data cake and everybody ate it. Yes, do the jump. I know what you're talking about. And that was disturbing. I've never had a cake shaped like a baby. That sounds awful.
We did, but it was at a place where it was like a child-free party, where because the person was choosing not to have children and celebrating that as so there was a reason why they did that.
And it probably wasn't a baby that anybody knew. So
No, it was not shaped like a real actual baby. It didn't look really like a real baby. I mean, it was like cartoony-ish, kind of badly drawn baby.
Yeah,
It
I'm
was
like,
not
not
at
wanting to
all.
have kids is one thing, wanting to cut into a child is another thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah.
It's your choice, but it's also the child's choice.
Yeah.
Not to have that happen to them.
Yeah, not an actual child. I love the otters that are spawning.
I
Continue to make this
I
happen.
found a site that has lots of otters and hats. So
They're very
excuse
cute
me.
in hats.
I'm
It has nothing to do with
busy.
Hogfather, but it's allowed.
I'm busy. Okay. Oh, that was big. Okay.
I feel like Baby Yoda, I still couldn't eat it. I don't know. I feel like cake should just be cake and you just put it in your face and eat it. Like it shouldn't really.
But now now we each have an otter. I hope.
Aww, I love my otter. Thank
There
you.
you go.
This is a wonderful gift. I'll
You're
take
welcome.
my.
Take good care of it.
I will.
We all get otters for Christmas from the Hogfather. I feel like Death would do that, right?
There
They
we
would
go.
just. Death would be like, right? Like if a kid wants an animal for Christmas, regardless of whether that's a good pet, they would just get the animal.
Which is that's a good tie-in for the girl that wanted the sword. And what was the
that was my favorite part.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is my I'll have to I need to quote it correctly. So I will see if I can bring up I'll bring up the quote. Oh yes.
Yeah.
It's when let me make sure you guys aren't freezing. Streaming is difficult, everyone. Okay, so it's a mother distraught that her child is getting a sword from Death as the Hogfather, saying it's not safe. And Hogfather, Deathfather says it's a sword. They're not meant to be safe. And the parents go, "It's a child. What if she cuts herself?" He's like, "It's educational." And he says, "If she cuts herself, that will be an important lesson." It's like, that's rough, but he's not wrong.
And the setup is Death is dressed up as a Hogfather, which looks very similar to Santa Claus. And he's in a department store, very much like you would see Santa now, and he's giving away the department store stuff for free for Hogfather's night.
And the funny thing is, he wasn't even giving away their stuff. He was actually just manifesting stuff and giving it to them. But the guy that ran it was like, but you can't just give stuff away.
I mean, it's also like that would be like if you were to like create a duplicate Mona Lisa, that would be a problem, right? Like there must be limits to these powers.
Fair, right? Yeah.
But I mean, a department store sword, if that exists, probably it was probably a better gift.
And instead of reindeer, he has hogs, and his hogs were peeing on everything in the department store.
Oh yeah,
that's another really great. The kids are like, "Your piggy's going wee," and they were like, "Oh yeah."
They do that.
That's what they do. Yeah, that's why pigs as pets. Outside are great ideas. Inside, not so good ideas.
Okay, wait. Elaborate on that. Are they not very good at being trained though? Because I've heard they're so smart.
They are. They're very smart. They are, again, according to human guidelines, so not great. But they are smarter or as smart as dogs.
Right.
There's tests we use for like if you put a blanket over them, how fast they can get out of the blanket. My cats failed every time, but I believe in them.
Yeah, my pets were never very good at that.
Some animals like it, and if they trust you, they're not going to react the same way they would. It's hard to get animals to react the way you want them to in a lab setting where they're uncomfortable.
Right.
But the problem with pigs is not that they're not smart, because they are. The problem is that there are no small pigs. There's pigs. So the little tiny teacup pigs, they are likely just piglets that are going to grow to be a pig. or there are some dwarf-like little piglets that are genetically bred
And
to
that's
stay small,
usually what people get in the
and
city.
they don't live very long because they're bred to stay as piglets. So don't
I had
get
a
don't get
potbelly
people
pig.
piglets for Christmas unless you want a full-size pig.
Oh,
I
don't
Um,
ever get anybody any pet without consulting them first,
oh
but
yeah,
definitely not a random weird one-off pet.
I
yeah,
know.
definitely. Pet
I had a potbelly
responsibly.
pig for a long
Otters are
time.
probably not good
Oh, did
pets.
you? You had a pig?
Her name was Tootsie, and she was a big black potbelly pig, and we
Hmm.
had 8 acres, and she was adorable, and she attacked
Yeah.
only guys. Yeah, but we had the land to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
That's
do
the
it.
difference, I think.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it in my 500 some square foot apartment, but this is green
Right.
screened, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. This is not. I'm not at my parents' estate in upstate New York. This is not my living situation. This is fantasy, as we are. And this is not. That's not my otter. That's just a photo from the internet. We don't recommend. I don't think having otters as pets. At least I don't know. I've been researching some different kinds of pets, and people's experiences. Some people do like minks,
Mm,
for hunting purposes, but again, those are really not good pets unless you really want to put the work in to train it to do
gosh,
what
I
you might
can't even
want to do.
imagine. We had
Yeah.
ferrets for a while and they were like
Mhm.
they're very cute and they're like but like I can't imagine having an animal that is basically the wilder version of a
Yes.
ferret at that
Much.
point.
Yeah. Little wiry noodles of fur. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cute. Very cute.
Yeah.
well, it's coming up on closing time. So I
Oh no, we did such a bad job of staying on topic with the Hogfather.
I think we give
no,
people a
you
good
did
idea
great.
of what to expect.
Yeah, I mean it's basically the hot y'all did
That's true.
awesome. Don't even think of it.
Yeah,
Y'all
I
did
think
I
we
great.
did
highly recommend it to
fine
anyone in chat
for
to
this
read.
very
Yeah,
professional last stream of the year, pulling it
and
together.
I mean it really puts us all in that like this is a great last stream of the year because whose year wasn't like this? But yeah,
I know
Fair,
everyone
right.
thought that
Yeah.
2020 was going to be the year that didn't count. No, this was the year that didn't count.
none of it
Mhm.
counted.
It didn't
Anything
it didn't count. It didn't. I blinked and it's over.
the
You know.
20s.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining, and we'll see you guys next
Oh,
year.
I
When's
think
our
we
next
just
one?
do another raid first.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we'll
raid.
do
Raid
it.
is a good idea.
Yeah,
Let's
but we
do it.
can thank you again. We'll be back to Christina. Do you want to talk about January and what we have planned?
Oh,
I'll throw it to you so you can look up the calendar while I look at someone to
yes,
raid.
I can definitely do that,
Talk
and
very
I'm doing
slowly while we
it
look for.
right now.
Oh, well, I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be the month of anime and
Oh, true.
anime and manga. Is
And
what is our
origami.
theme.
And so we have origami next. Oh
Yes.
no, we have anime first, and then origami. I know
Mm,
that because
Yes.
I'm supposed to moderate it. So that's
mm.
But I unfortunately will not be joining you guys on the 11th because that's my birthday. And so
Oh, yay.
yeah, 38. What? Still alive? Yeah, yeah.
Ah, nice. Well, yeah. So yeah, we've got the beginning of the month. We've got our favorite animes and manga. We've got Battle Chef Brigade. Yeah, the origami workshop, which is going to be hosted by my friend Julie, who does some really cool origami stuff. And then we've got Nino Cooney, a live drawing session we're going to be doing that month, where we're going to have some of our exhibitor artists come on and do like a group drawing session, which should be really fun.
And I don't know if you guys can see, but I got this cute little book from our wonderful exhibitors this
Oh
year.
yeah, that's so cool.
And it's
Yay. Oh,
open.
and I should remind people that like while we get this chance that yeah, the expo hall is still up until the end of the year. So please do what Jen did. Go buy awesome things from
It
uh
opens.
oh, that's so cool. I
It
love
is.
it.
I
That's
love
so
it.
cool. Do we still have the ability to type in expo and
I
have
did,
that
yeah.
like, oh, somebody did. Look at you.
The
You did it.
mysterious GeekGirlCon. Just put it in chat. I mean, some otter just got hold of a keyboard and just went
Yeah, that
nuts.
makes sense. It was the otter.
Um,
Yeah, sure.
Are we
yeah.
gonna raid before we leave?
We're going to raid Bonsai Nader, who's doing some of the new Pokemon game. So,
Cool.
just a reminder, when you start the raid, just say hello, spam love in chat, support them, and
Subscribe if you like.
Mhm.
yes, yeah, show them lots of love. as we switch over. So I hope you all have a lovely, cozy holiday, and we'll see you in January.
Happy
Bye.
Hogfather's Day!
Happy Hogfather's Day.